My name is Fannie Jackson Coppin. I was born into slavery on October 15th, 1837. Freedom did not come to me at birth. It was purchased when I was 12 years old by my aunt for $125. That act of sacrifice changed the course of my life. I grew up in Newport, Rhode Island, working as a servant in the home of author George Henry Calvert. But even as I dusted furniture and carried trays, my mind was fixed on learning. I used the wages I earned to hire a tutor who taught me 3 hours each week. Education was not simply a goal for me. It was my pathway to dignity, independence, and service. With support from my aunt and a scholarship from the African Methodist Church, I enrolled in 1860 at Oberlin College, the first college in the United States to accept both black students and women. I initially entered the ladies' course, but I soon chose the more rigorous gentlemen's course, filled with Latin, Greek, and advanced mathematics. I knew that as a black woman, my performance would never be seen as mine alone. I once said that whenever I rose to recite, I felt the honor of the entire African race upon my shoulders. If I failed, it would not be seen as personal, it would be seen as racial. So I worked tirelessly. In 1865, I graduated with a bachelor's degree, becoming one of only 3 black women in the nation to have done so at that time. After graduation, I became the first black teacher at Oberlin Academy. That same year, I accepted a position at the Institute for Colored Youth in Philadelphia, now known as Cheyney University of Pennsylvania. I taught Greek, Latin, and mathematics, and served as principal of the ladies' department. In 1869, I was appointed principal of the entire institute, the first African-American woman to serve as a school principal in the United States. During my 37 years there, I expanded educational opportunities and fought to prepare my students not only academically, but morally and professionally. For a time, I was even appointed superintendent of schools, becoming the first African-American to hold such a position in a U.S. school district. In 1881, I married Reverend Levi Jenkins Coppin, and my work expanded beyond education into missionary service. In 1902, my husband and I traveled to South Africa, where we founded the Bethel Institute, a missionary school built on self-help and industrial education. Throughout my life, I spoke at political rallies and advocated fiercely for black women's advancement. I was a vice president of the National Association of Colored Women and stood alongside women such as Anna Julia Cooper and Fannie Barrier Williams at the World's Congress of Representative Women in 1893. I began life in bondage, but I devoted my years to liberation through learning. I believed that education was the great equalizer, the force that could lift individuals, families, and an entire race. And I live my life determined to prove it.